The ship set ground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle with Gilligan.
One drop of honey makes a world of difference. One drop of honey makes learning sweet. Add one drop of honey to Talmud Torah, and you've got a team that can't be beat. All starts with the children, open minds and smiling faces.
It seems to me that there are two ways to live Jewishly. One is to really live Jewishly every day, every moment of the entire year. You're just swimming in an ocean of Jewishness. The other way is to hop and skip from island to island. Amongst all the islands that we have in Judaism, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Shabbat, keeping kosher, giving tzedakah, giving charity, one of those islands is really uncharted. One of those islands that those people who don't swim in the ocean of Jewish life, but instead hop from island to island, one of those islands that people very rarely get to visit is the island of Shavuot. And it's a shame because it's a beautiful island. Of course, it's even more beautiful when instead it's part of a larger sea of celebrations. You see, Shavuot is one of the Shalosh Regalim, one of the 3 pilgrimage festivals. Starts with Pesach, starts with Passover, when we leave Egypt, into Shavuot, when we remember getting the Torah at Mount Sinai, and then into Sukkot, when we remember our travels through the wilderness. These 3 festivals, on which Jews from all over Israel and the Middle East would make pilgrimage to Jerusalem and to the ancient temple, these 3 festivals that mark our year and sanctify the seasons of our year, these 3 festivals that tell the story of our people, from slavery to meeting God on Mount Sinai and discovering our purpose, to journeying through life with challenges and joys along the way. These 3 holidays are really essential parts of what it means to be a Jew. And yet, while Pesach is almost universally celebrated, Sukkot, lots of people like it. You get to shake the lulav and the etrog, you get to sit in the sukkah. Poor Shavuot. Poor Shavuot. For the vast majority of Jews who don't swim in that ocean, but who instead hop from island to island, this is an island that they rarely visit. And it's such a special island. To remember and to get in touch with a moment when we stood at the mountain, when we ourselves heard God's voice, when we ourselves began to understand what God wanted from us, what God required from us, and what we were able to give to God. To stand at Sinai one more time on Shavuot is such a tremendous gift. It's an island that perhaps doesn't have the beautiful palm trees or the water slides or the theme parks. It doesn't have perhaps the fun, the symbolism that Pesach does, that Shavuot does. Instead, it offers us serenity, tranquility. It reminds us of where we've been and who we are and what we're doing here. It reminds us of that text, those words, that voice. That Shavuot reminds us that there are moments in our lives that we are most certainly present for that we don't fully remember. I know that I was there when I was born, but for the life of me, I can't remember what I was wearing. Well, perhaps the same is true for Shavuot. Perhaps indeed I was there at Mount Sinai. Perhaps indeed we were all there at Mount Sinai. We just don't remember it. Shavuot, visiting this island, or if we're lucky, swimming in the sea over to Shavuot, allows us to go back, to visit again, to hear the voices again, to stand at the mountain again. Don't miss this island. Swim toward it, embrace it, visit it, and stay there for a little while, at least a couple of days. Until next time, Chag Sameach.